Okay, hi. I'm glad to be here. So, I hope you can hear me. I am now testing this. Oh, I gotta rotate this? It's telling me to rotate. I'm not rotating it. Okay, I rotated it. Anyway, my favorite thing in the world is something rather unique because I've only experienced it, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 4 times because I do recall one time that it actually happened. But I was quite young, so I can't say for sure, but I'm gonna consider it because I really think that it was my favorite thing in the entire world is when you see a movie and the credits roll and the movie was so good that people cannot physically get up. Like, it takes them at least a moment to be like, to like snap out of it, right? That happened to me for the fourth time tonight. We're gonna get to something else. I should really be going to bed right now, but I can only get this lighting at night, so this is what I'm getting. Which is not great sleep tonight, because it's okay. So, I saw this movie called Talk to Me, and it was a whole lot of fun. It was really great. It was Australian. I didn't know that until I was sitting in the theater watching it. Because when they were talking about the production company that created it, it was Australian. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I didn't know this is Australian because the only, like, I saw maybe one or two pictures from it on this one guy's IG. I don't know his name. Sorry. I can't figure it out off the top of my head. But there's just one movies guy I follow on the IG. And he mentioned this movie and I was like, oh, I gotta go see it. And I saw it tonight, and it was really great. So, we're gonna talk about it. Um, like I said, this movie was Australian. So, what's cool about Australian and British productions is that they actually use real life teenagers for teenage characters. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that something you like basically don't see in America anymore? It is. I'll tell you why. It's because the child labor laws are a pain to deal with. Um, it legitimately takes hours to set up a shot, and it can take hours. It frequently takes hours. Um, not just set it up, but get it ready and get everything going. I don't know why it takes so fucking long, but anyway, you can legally only work with a minor in the United States for 4 hours a day because if you go beyond that, then you're violating child labor laws. Anyway, I guess they do actually have better labor practices in the UK and Australia. So people can actually work, children can actually work, but people can actually work with them and get fair wages, etc. But I digress. Sorry, I thought I just heard a firework, and usually my dog freaks out. Anyway, real teenage children played teenage characters, which is like shocking for Americans, I know, but they do it in Australia and they do it in England. So that was very refreshing to see. They do it here sometimes. It does occur, but it's quite rare, which is really obnoxious and frankly quite gross because we don't want to be depicting children as adults and we don't want to be depicting adults as children. That's very weird. And I know it's like this just out of convenience that they're doing it, but like it messes with us. Okay, all film is propaganda. I'm just gonna say that, and you're messing with people's minds to a degree when you're making it. But anyway, real teenagers played the kids in this movie, and it was great fun. Um, they were Australian, and they had pretty heavy accents, honestly. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but if someone has a very uncommon accent, even if it's American, and they're speaking in somewhere that does not have the same accent as them, like you will hear a higher level of attention from everyone because they're not used to that accent, so they pay super closer attention to better hear the accent. Anyway, the accents were a little bit weird at first. It took me a little while to get used to them, and honestly, I really, 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 truly wish that they would bring back um, captions, movies with captions, like the option to go see a movie with captions. Um, I have gone to a movie with a deaf person, and you get this like weird device. You hook it onto the arm or the cup holder. This is if you're at a nice enough theater. You hook it on to the arm or the cup holder of your seat, and it's like this little like metal thing. It has an arm on it, and then it's like this little device with LED things, and it gives you the captions for the movie in real time, but it doesn't work for the previews. But I found it annoying because you have to actually, so the screen is out here, right? But your device is right here, so you have to be like constantly looking like. But if they would just fucking put captions in certain screenings of certain movies at certain times, you wouldn't have to fucking do that. But anyway, the teens in this movie were like so good at being teens, and the script was so like teenage level that I was legitimately getting annoyed with these children because I was like, oh my god, they need to stop. Like I was annoyed for real. Um, so that was fun. No, I actually like it when I get actually annoyed by things in movies because it's quite rare to be able to do that. I forgot to look it up. I was gonna look it up before I started recording, but I forgot. I can look it up. Be right back. I almost walked away with the mic on. Glad I didn't do that. This was a low budget movie. That's what I was gonna say. It was a low budget movie, low budget horror movie. But like, guess what? You don't have to have a high budget for it to be a good movie. I know that's like a hard thing for a lot of people to understand, but it's true. So I'm looking up the budget for this. Of course, we're gonna have to fucking convert it from Australian dollars to American dollars. That's not what I meant to do. Go back. Okay. I can only type. Oh, this came out last year. That's another thing that's a pain, let me tell you, is the licensing laws between nations. That shit is annoying as fuck. I'm sure it couldn't be released here because of the licensing issues. Every country has really different and really intricate copyright laws, and it is a pain. That's why you can't watch shit like as it comes out. You gotta wait when and if that they will distribute it abroad. A friend of mine really likes Moomin. Like she grew up with Moomin, and she still just has a special place in her heart. It's a freaking cute show. I haven't even seen it, but like I explained to her because it's been translated into so many different languages. Okay, they showed it in all of Europe in a shit ton of different languages. They showed it in Canada. I think they showed it in Mexico. Um, Obviously, they more than likely showed it in Australia. Um, but they didn't show it in the US ever. It was never widely distributed in the United States, and I couldn't tell you why, but I didn't ever watch Moomin as a kid, is my point. Okay, budget! Bro! This was such a fucking low budget movie. Holy shit. It was this. Okay, I'm trying not to lose my mind. This movie cost $4.5 million to make, and that is adjusted for inflation. Wow. That is very low. That's really low. Okay, so it didn't make a lot of money in Australia. It looks like it only made 1.5 million in Australia, but now that they've distributed it here, it's gonna make more money. Bro, the fuck. You're doing me a fascinate here. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it was a really low budget movie. I didn't think it was that low, but wow, they did a great job. Um, so the plot of the movie is this. It's that these kids in Australia have this magical hand, this disembodied hand, and if you hold on to it and say, talk to me, it'll grab onto you, and then you have to say, so then you see some scary shit if you're the one holding the hand, and then you say, let me in or something, or I let you in, and then like the spirits possess your body. Bruh, this movie was scary, okay? It was terrifying. I was scared. I did feel like it was kind of dragging at some points, but the third act, it really everything got pulled back together and like the energy was all the way the fuck back. And fam, I swear to God, as soon as the credits rolled, I fucking yelled. Bro! The credits rolled because I was shocked. It was shocked. It was scary. I kind of wasn't shocked, but I was shocked, and it was very well done. So I was like, Paul A, it's you're late in the game. It is talk to me. So that was very, very cool. Um, I guess I wanted to also say that Australia is a lot more influenced by England than they are the US. And I guess that's because they're still a Commonwealth nation. That's probably not right, but I don't know why they're more influenced by UK than the US because the US is better in some ways. But anyway, it was cool to see that. It was just cool to see like normal Australian homes, honestly. Like that just the regular ass like neighborhoods and stuff. Like that was exciting to me, you know? Um so I this movie had a lot going for it and I think I was kind of mentioning it for my Oppenheimer review, which is like you don't have to have a lot of money to tell a good story. As long as it's a good story, as long as it's a good script, as long as it's like a solid script, like I guess you only need $4.5 million to make money. You only need $4.5 million for it to be poppin'. Not really. You don't even need that much money. I can't remember how much Napoleon Dynamite was made for, but I think it was. You also have to adjust for inflation. I think it was less. I know it was less than that. It was very, very cheaply made, and it made just this astronomical budget. Um, I don't like English comedy, Paul A. It's too dry. We moisturize out here, fam. Um, I feel like trying to see if I want to say anything else. I guess I honestly, you know what though? The thing is about movies is that it's a good thing when I don't have a lot of notes because that means that it was good. Like if I don't have a lot of notes, if I don't have a lot of negative things to say, like that means it was a dope ass movie. Um, Something I've gotta say, and this was the whole reason that I wanted to come on here and say this was like, I feel like we're healing. I really do, because for the first time in a long fucking time, I guess probably since I saw Avatar, but the movie theater was really crowded. There were like a ton of people coming out of Indiana Jones, a ton of people seeing Barbie, a ton of people seeing Oppenheimer, a fair amount of people seeing Talk to Me, which is what I saw. Um, there were like 28 screenings of Barbie where just at the theater that I went to throughout today. Not simultaneously at once. There aren't that many screens. But yeah, there were 28 fucking screenings of Barbie. Why don't we just look at the numbers right now? Because I love the numbers. Look at the numbers for Barbie. Okay. Obviously, it outperformed Indiana Jones. Duh. I wonder if it outperformed Mission Impossible. Probably. Barbie 2023. Something I've noticed that a lot of film nerds don't do when they're crediting a movie is they don't put the year in parentheses. Morons, you're supposed to put the year in parentheses. That denotes that it's a film and it denotes the year that it came out because a lot of movies have the same title or similar titles. Anyway, okay, let's look at. I'm about to see. I'm about to see. Okay, so alrighty. Oh, bro, holy shit. Okay, so the budget for Barbie was 128 to 145 million to make it, and the box office was 578.8 million, and it's going to get higher. So that is definitely a profit. With the box office, you have to subtract the budget from the box office because that's the amount of money it cost to make, and then the money gained is the box office. Okay, so that's over $400 million. Good job. Um, damn, how many screens does your movie house have? I explained that a second ago, honey. I guess you weren't paying attention. Um, it has like 12, 11 or 12, including the IMAX, which they have to use more frequently with Oppenheimer because it's so fucking long. What I was saying a second ago was there were tons of crowds. Like, I also, my other favorite thing in the world after the first thing I fucking said at the beginning of this video, my other favorite thing is seeing people standing under the marquee at the movie theater talking about what they just saw. Um, that is what gives me life, and that is what gives us all life. And what I love probably so much about movies, one of the things I haven't even said yet, is you got to talk about it. You get to talk about it. You know, you talk all about it. Blah 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 blah. How you felt at this point, how you felt at that point, what you thought of this thing, you know? Um and I love disagreeing with people about movies because then we get to talk about it. We get to talk about why. It's just a lot of fun. So I'm like still reeling from this movie, bro. It was so intense. Oh my gosh. I think that might be all I want to say, Paul A. I don't know why we're always up at the same hour, but here you are. I don't like the Saw movies. I did at the time. I haven't seen beyond I think the fourth one. How many were there? 7? I liked them at the time. They were fun. That was such a mood when they came out. I saw them all. I didn't see them all, but I saw most of them when they came out. Holy shit, I think the first one, I might have seen the first one rented on VHS. But that was at the very, very end of the VHS reign. Um, yeah, so y'all should go see Talk to Me if you want a scary movie, if you want a scary thriller, if you want a fun movie. Oh, you know what else is cool about this movie? It wasn't really woke. Maybe that's an Australia thing. No, I don't think it is. Um, But it's pretty cool to see a movie that is not woke. I mean, maybe some people would consider certain aspects of it woke, but I wouldn't say that it was woke like at all. It was great. It was great fun. Um, I don't think I have anything else to say. Check has something to say. He was wanted to bork. Do I have anything else to say about this movie specifically? Dog chew. I don't think so. I think that's about it. So if you like scary movies, you should definitely go see Talk to Me. And I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.